and they've been to a program similar to this, and they say, you know what, I've been through these programs before, I don't want to do this, I just need a job. Can you guys give me a job? Our response is that we understand everyone needs employment. But from a standpoint, that has two parts to it. Number one, what I say to a participant who's been to a program similar to this, what is not being done that the program gave you that should have taken you over the hump, gotten you to your goal, which is employment? First of all, what did you miss? What's not being applied? Maybe what wasn't being shared with you. Secondly is that if you guys ever look at the scenario like this, when I read a book a second time, I get a lot more information from the book than I did the first time. I'm in a different space. I see things that might be relevant then that I might have missed before. The same as with a movie. If I watch a movie a second time, I pick up things I didn't pick up the first time. So this might be the experience for you, is that if you've had this experience in a job readiness workshop prior, hopefully you're getting some information now that maybe turns a light on and maybe say, oh, I didn't look at it that way. Or just adds to what you already have. Because one thing about information and making progress, it's a continuum. For me, it's from the cradle to the grave. I want to improve daily if I can. I don't want to get stagnant and say I know it all, because then the only thing I can do is go down. Does that make sense? Okay. So what we're going to talk today, what we're going to do today, when our main focus is going to be mock interviews. But we're going to go over some information first to make sure that you guys can understand what the scenario is. We're not going to have any nervousness. There's no right or wrong. All we're going to do is get the momentum started. We're going to practice now. We're going to get feedback from each other, and then hopefully you guys will take it outside of the workshop and work one-on-one with someone else, loved ones, friends, professionals, and continue to improve your product. Because it's your product, it's your brand. Just like we talked about yesterday about this being you being your CEO or your CMO, you are in control of this. So the better you interview, the better you job search, the better you research, the better you ask questions, the better you are able to articulate your skills, the better ability you have to compromise or comprise or put together your soft and hard skills when you have that 30-second to a minute opportunity to sell yourself to an employer, when you're creating that cover letter. I guarantee you, and once again, I don't like to use that word, but I guarantee you your chances of getting employment are going to improve. Any questions around that? Okay, before I give you any new information today, anything yesterday we need to review? Anything you guys may have thought about at home, on your way here, that wasn't clear, that maybe I can touch on a little more? No? Okay, good. So first of all, I'm handing out 3 separate, what we call interview feedback evaluations. These are for you, but they're also going to be used today. I want you to pick one of the 3, and as each person interviews, each person is going to read off this list and give one question from this list feedback to that person interviewed. So say Ms. Miller interviewed, and I might say, did she have strong mannerisms? Was her mannerism distracting? Which means that was she shaking her leg, or was she looking around the room? We want positive feedback, constructive feedback. This is not to indict anyone, to hurt anyone's feelings. This is for you, from an objective standpoint, watching somebody interview, giving them some feedback. And why is that important? Because when you interview, you want someone to give you feedback. So if you want feedback from that person who's observing you, you want to give the person who's interviewing feedback. Make sense? Okay. Take one and pass it down. Don't forget to number these, because these are going to be very important when you guys are not in the classroom and you're doing your job search. Okay? That's 1. A second one, now this is a little more reentry. This is a little more focused on ex-offenders coming out of jail and prison or incarceration. It has a little more reentry focus. Put them in the middle of the table for me, Ms. Miller, if you can, the extra ones. Okay? This one has the same thing. How well did you answer the question? So you can take this question and you can apply it to yourself, but if you use this as one way to give some feedback to the person interviewing, I want you to apply it to them. Okay, so you have 3 different scenarios, 3 different sets of ways you can answer it. You just use one. One question off each one of you want, or one question off each one per the person interviewing. Okay? Third one is another set of reentry mock interview questions, but they're designed a little differently. Okay?